This is a weird experience though, the fact that like we finally just found the land that we want and now we're gonna go home for probably at least a couple months to like sort things out before we're gonna come back. That's really hard. Like as much as I would want to run to Home Depot and like get tools and start working on it and thinking about getting plants, we've got a lot of steps ahead of us before any of that stuff happens, but it's not going anywhere, so that's a good thing. I don't have to spend my nights scouring, you know, real estate sites anymore, so that'll be nice. I can direct my energy toward researching plants and chickens.
How to operate a tractor.
Tractors, yeah. We are finally back down in Florida. We came down yesterday and had a crazy travel day. And today we have rested and recuperated, and we're going to go over to our property. And this will be the first time that we see it since the hurricane went through. So we know we have a couple trees down. We've seen a few pictures that one of our neighbors sent us, but we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. So this trip is all about figuring out how the property is right now and coming up with our plan so that we can start to do the site prep to have the tiny house and the RV moved down here soon. We found our property in August, just a couple days before we had to fly home to New Jersey. So we put our offer in and we ended up doing a remote closing. The closing was actually on August 11th, and on August 30th, Hurricane Idalia, a Category 4 hurricane, hit the Big Bend area of Florida, and the eye of the storm went directly over our new property. We didn't know anybody in the area, so we had no idea what had actually happened to our property. A couple weeks later, one of our neighbors, who's also going to be doing our tree work, sent us a picture of the front of the property, so we knew we had quite a few trees down, and that was making it very difficult for us to figure out our site plan of where the septic and the well and all of that stuff was going to go. So the plan is that we're going to go walk around the property and just kind of see what it looks like and get an idea of what we need to go pick up at the store. But most importantly, this is actually our first time being on the property as owners. Because we did the closing remotely, we had to leave Florida before we were able to finish all the paperwork and actually get the deed. So this is our first time going to the property, actually being the owners, which is kind of crazy. These weeds are so much taller than the last time we were here. It really grew up a lot.
Yeah, they still have chains on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. We're locked out.
We can climb it.
Gotta break into our own property. All right, so tree down on the power line right there. It's not a very big tree, but I was worried. So the magnolia is still there. That's cool.
Yeah.
But then our driveway took a little bit of like branches and stuff from here.
The dead ones fell down.
Yeah.
That's good.
They're not huge though.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you want to break in?
Yeah, we'll climb in. You want to come in?
I guess so. I haven't jumped a fence in a while. Our realtor still has the key to the gate and the key to one of our sheds, and we were going to pick that up, but we'll have to wait until tomorrow. Good sturdy gate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear it yet, but our neighbors have some screaming goats.
That screaming murderous goat.
Goats.
Jeez, sounds dramatic.
Good thing that's one of my favorite sounds.
Yeah.
Alright. That was
Okay, that just did us a favor.
These big live oaks are one of our favorite things about this area. They are so beautiful, but they really don't handle storms and high winds very well, and they do have a tendency to rot. So we were seeing that was the issue with a lot of our trees.
There's a little bit of moss back here.
Oh yeah, this tree
Yeah.
is a little bit.
This one a little bit.
The pine fell right across the driveway.
Oh, good. Again, does us a favor.
Yeah, that had to come down anyway.
Yeah, that can definitely be a pond right there. I think we can do something with that.
It always has sitting water. So
Yeah.
it's really wet.
And I'm surprised the big one in the front stayed.
This big oak?
Yeah, so that's good.
Because that's one of the nicest ones on the property.
Yeah, you could make that a pond.
And this oak, oh, that one lost a couple branches.
Yep.
Yeah. Not terrible,
No,
though.
I'll take it. No neighbors problems or anything. Didn't fall on their property.
And now I'm like freaked out about snakes.
I know.
You know nobody. Oh yeah, we lost one back there
Good.
too. Okay.
Good,
But
good,
this
good.
is the area that we're gonna clear anyway.
Yep.
I can't believe all the sheds are.
Yeah, they're
look
fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, so
Even
look, one dead pine, 2 dead pines. I think 3 of those dead standing pines fell down.
firewood.
Made it easier for Cyrus.
Yeah. Yeah. That one has to go, obviously.
Oh yeah. I
Jeez.
can't believe that one's still up.
I know.
It's amazing.
We're gonna have a lot of ticks on us.
Yeah. Look at the weeds. Like the seeds.
Yeah.
Just all over. See, we can grab some gloves at the store and just kind of like pull some of these branches off.
Even even like the tent garage thingy's still there. That's amazing.
This is the area we're thinking about clearing
Mm-hmm.
to put the tiny house in the RV pad.
Yeah.
This must have been crazy during the storm. Like just tree going down.
Mhm.
That would have been nuts.
Just the sustained winds. This isn't hooked up to anything.
And it has to go. It's not
Yeah.
code.
It's not code at
I don't
all.
know what they were doing.
Trying to finagle it. Oh, we got some firewood back here.
Oh, wow.
Sick.
Yeah. I didn't even know what was in that.
No, we didn't even look.
I can't believe it's still standing. Like, how... This storm took down trees and this thing is still in one piece. I thought this was going to be shredded.
Yeah.
And we didn't even look in here when we stopped here with the realtor, so I don't even know what's in here.
Got a cooler in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, got some wood. See, it was already... it already had like duct tape on it, so I think this thing's older. See, there's one stick coming through. This is a great little storage tent, though. Season some wood in here for the wood-burning jacuzzi.
It's quiet back here.
Other than the goat screaming.
Other than the goat scream. Not that many bugs right now.
See, I was thinking we just go from the shed.
Okay.
Tell him to kind of start here.
Yeah.
And just clear
Yeah.
probably all the way up to that dead oak right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like one full day for him.
Maybe.
Maybe. But leave the buffer on
Yeah.
the side.
Just make it simple and just whoop, just do this side. Yeah. I actually put it up on blocks, to, like a little bit. That's funny.
There's a chair.
Another chair.
We got some firewood. I don't remember that.
Why do they have so much firewood? I guess he had a fire pit somewhere around here. It's actually more land than I thought. Because now I can visualize it now.
It's really hard to visualize like how much is ours. And very strange that like we're not just looking at it as like a maybe now. It's actually ours.
Like I'm looking back even, like before I was like, oh, there's probably a house or fence right there, but that's back.
Yeah.
That's not. Who knows what cool trees you have back there too, you know?
I think they built this on. I didn't realize that. The lean-to, I think they built that.
Yeah, they did. Watch out for snakes around here.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura.
You got a machete.
Sweet.
Oh no. We just got to break into our other shed. So far we have hopped the fence to get onto our own property, and now we're about to break into our shed. So we don't have the key for this one. This shed came really close to getting hit. This tree right here snapped at the top, and it's just being held. It hit that other branch right here, so it's being held up just like a foot away from the shed. It's not a huge tree, so I don't know if it would have like done tremendous damage, but still got pretty lucky with all the stuff around here not landing on that shed. We're kind of like figuring out all the stuff on the property that we weren't really paying attention to last time. We got some extra cinder blocks, some fencing, ooh, some mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Those come with it.
Yep.
So a lot of cleaning up branches and stuff. I think that's one of the bigger trees that came down. But this side's actually not bad. I thought there might be more trees down on this side. There's one that snapped. Pretty good back here. What would it be? Do you think an armadillo?
I'm thinking. It's pretty big.
As we walked around the property, I was surprised that we didn't come across any snakes yet, but we were happy that the underbrush was cleared out, so we were able to walk around and try to be careful, but we still knew that there were ticks on our property. Oh my gosh. It's just like home. Oh my lord. Okay. I'm gonna have to go change my pants.
Yep.
We went back to the Airbnb so I could shower and change, and then we came up with a plan to go to the store. Alright, we did a Tractor Supply run, and now we can actually get to work. Got some boots, got some new pants, because I don't think the other ones are going to make it. Got some work gloves. Now we can get to it. We went into town and got our necessary supplies and then started the journey back up toward the property. We saw a lot of trees that were piled up on the side of the road, a lot of road crews still working on clearing things, taking branches down that had snapped, and you'll see electrical crews all over the place that are fixing a lot of the wiring, and many of the houses have these blue tarps on the roof to protect where they had damage, so that they can wait until somebody can come and actually fix it. So still a lot of signs in the area of the damage that Hurricane Idalia did. And actually, considering how high the winds were, I'm surprised it's not worse. It's a little bit shadier over here.
Yeah, very good in shade.
Great spot though. Maybe we could do a fire later.
Yeah.
But it still gets chilly at night, which is nice. But it feels like summer right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, next week is Halloween?
Yep.
Yeah. We love northern Florida in the fall. We figured that out last year when we were in this area for Pat's birthday. It's so nice because the nights are crisp and the days are really warm and sunny. We came back and we are a lot more prepared now. Or at least as much as we can be. I've got boots. I got my first pair of Carhartt pants because I didn't think the yoga pants were going to cut it. We're taking some measurements to see, we're just trying to wrap our head around like the spacing of everything so that we can start to come up with the site plan that we have to submit for the RV site approval. But it's so hard to tell like how much space is in between things. So we got this gigantic measuring tape and we measured some of the frontage, like how far it is from the gate to the corner and then to the far corner. And then Patrick got some tick treatment stuff. I'm not usually a big fan of like chemicals and all that, but there were like 200 ticks on me this morning just from taking a walk to the other corner, and that's crazy. So we're going to throw some of that down because we're going to be all over the place here and I don't want to constantly be covered in ticks, and it's going to be a long time before we can get chickens to do it the natural way. So for now, this is just going to be how it has to be. But we're going to keep taking some measurements, kind of figure out where things are going to go. That's the main objective of this trip. Where are things going to go? Now that we had our boots and our work gloves, I was feeling a bit more prepared. I have to remind myself that this property is really pretty wild. There hasn't been that much work done to it, so still a bit rough around the edges, and especially after the hurricane with all these limbs down everywhere, there's a lot of just clearing stuff. So I started dragging some of the branches off the driveway so that when we get the key from the realtor, we will actually be able to drive the rental car in a little bit, but not very far because those giant oak limbs are right across the driveway and they are much too heavy for us to move. These big oak limbs blocking the driveway are one of our main issues right now because as long as they are in the way, we can't have anybody drive onto our property, like the truck that's going to drill the well or the heavy equipment that's going to dig out our septic. So we talked about possibly getting a chainsaw and trying to move this ourselves, but we just didn't have enough time. it still would have been pretty difficult. So we're gonna let our land clearing guy do that. Yeah, this one was all rotted in the middle. You couldn't even tell. It's a pretty big one too. I was surprised how many of our trees looked like they were healthy on the outside, but they actually had a lot of rot on the inside. Yeah, I think this is...
Because if we start over there, we're going to have to take out a lot of trees.
A lot of trees.
This is near sort of the driveway. And then this whole square.
Yeah.
That's small enough.
And I think we have the most trees that are already down here,
Yeah.
so this needs to be cleaned up anyway. Like all of this is... We got a lot more trees down on this side than we do on that side.
Not saying too, like the tiny house, we put everything here, maybe a small septic well. But then if we have to move everything, like say we just want to put an RV in there, you could, you know.
And then I guess the other question is, would it be easy enough for them to like come in the driveway and drop the tiny house here for the truck driver?
If this is cleared out, yeah.
It should be pretty easy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, as long as it seems hard enough coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Hard pack. Feels pretty heavy.
Yeah, we don't want to sink.
Yeah.
Make sure it doesn't rain the day before. All right, so that's north.
Directly north.
North that way. Okay, because it's like our front corner almost.
Yeah, sort of.
Points north on the survey.
Yep.
So it's like north, and then south is behind me right now.
Mm-hmm.
East, and then there's the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got west. We sat on this down tree for a little while and talked about our site plan. When we were home, we were trying to think about the positioning of the sun because that's really important, where we're going to clear to put the garden and which way we want the tiny house to face. So there's a lot of important factors. Also, which way we would be able to use Starlink. That remains to be seen because we do have a lot of trees on the north side and that's where we don't necessarily want to clear, but we'll figure that out a little bit farther down the road. Right now, we have to come up with options for the site plan and mark all the trees that we want the land clearing company to take out. And then we'll be able to have the septic company, the well company, the soil engineer get out and be able to finalize the plans for the site so that we can go through the permit application process. There's a lot more steps in this than we had initially thought, but we're moving forward slowly but surely. Thanks for coming along with us. We will have more on this process of developing our property in northern Florida, so make sure that you are subscribed. And thank you so much to our Patreon members for supporting the production of these videos.
It's time for you to face those fears, and it's all fair to be aware, and I'll be there, so don't be scared. Just take a deep breath of air, and 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again, and though time flies, we'll have enough to realize this bigger than the both of us.